Since RFK Jr. and President Trump held a press conference on Tylenol and autism, my cell phone exploded with tweets, emails, and messages asking for me to uncover the truth. Interestingly enough, I was actually working on a video for a new Truth or Scare episode on the association between Tylenol and autism. Now, I wanted to come into this video very level-headed, relaxed, just to talk about the facts, cover what was wrong, cover what was right, but this press conference was just so bad. So full of inaccuracies, lies, judgment. It literally depressed me to see how far we've fallen. I've said that the information I present on this channel is not political, it's clinical. But what I really meant was that it isn't partisan. For the last few years, partisan politics have destroyed our credibility as healthcare professionals. Truth and facts have progressively become devalued in comparison to winning. And before your mind goes there, this isn't a left or right thing either. Whether it was President Biden announcing boosters before the CDC and FDA even approved them, or President Trump pushing hydroxychloroquine as a game changer while his own NIH rushed to fact check him. Even Vice President Kamala Harris has played this game, claiming she would not get Trump's vaccine, only to get it several months later. The problem is just universal. And now with this autism press conference, we've sunk to an all-time low. It's no longer political theater, but more like a partisan soap opera. Listening to the words Trump uses in this one single press conference. Whether you're liberal or conservative, it's truly abysmal. I don't mean this from a political correctness standpoint. I mean this from a scientific communication standpoint.
And by the way, I think I can say that there are certain groups of people that don't take vaccines and don't take any pills that have no autism, Is that a correct statement, by the way? See, Bobby wants to be very careful with what he says, and he should, but I'm not so careful with what I say.
Imagine your own doctor repeating those lines to you.
This is based on what I feel.
Scientific press conferences are not supposed to be about how you feel. It's not even about how experts feel. It's about what the evidence shows and to what level it shows it.
I'm not a doctor, but I'm giving my opinion.
This literally reminds me of one of those stupid shirts at Spencer's that say, "I'm not a doctor, but I'll take a look." This isn't comedy. This is what folks will use to make their health decisions. Some of the press conference is even uncomfortable to listen to. Look, I point out that political correctness can stifle speech that could perhaps give us a better understanding of reality. In fact, I've even been called fat-phobic and have had to defend myself for encouraging weight loss in those who are obese. But the way the president discusses these topics is just gross.
Like an Ozempic, or I call it the fat pill or the fat drug. Sometimes it works, I guess, for people. The ones I've seen, it hasn't worked so well. I got a lot of friends, they're fat. They said, "Yeah, I lost some weight." I said, "You don't look it to me."
We've blurred the reality between podcast hosts who straddle the line between comedy and politics with the president who makes jokes at the expense of accuracy and others' well-being. But let's get to the science. Throughout this press conference, President Trump repeatedly says,
"Don't take Tylenol. There's no downside. Don't take it. You'll be uncomfortable. It won't be as easy, maybe, but don't take it. If you're pregnant, don't take Tylenol, and don't give it to the baby after the baby is born."
Well, as a board-certified, actively practicing physician who's been in practice over 10 years, he's flat out wrong. In healthcare, every decision has consequences. Taking or not taking a medication both carry sets of benefits and harms. That's because medications, therapy, surgeries all have biological, psychological, and even social implications and trade-offs. And what's even more interesting is that those benefits and harms will be drastically different depending on which individual we're discussing. All this is to show that I'm not making an appeal to authority argument here, saying that Trump isn't a doctor, so he must be wrong. I'm actually saying he's wrong because he's wrong. If he was a doctor, he would know that not treating a fever, especially early in pregnancy, can carry serious risks. Elevated temperatures from untreated fever, even hot tubs or saunas, are consistently associated with higher neural tube defect risks in the fetus. This has even been applied to other parts of development, including increases in congenital heart defects and orofacial deformities. So no, we don't just give Tylenol for comfort during pregnancy.
There's no downside other than a mother will have to, as I say, tough it out a little bit. There's no downside to doing this. It's not like, oh, if you do this, you're going to die. There's no downside.
His tone about toughening up is not just judgmental, but inaccurate. What's ironic, the topic of lowering fevers is uniquely interesting to me because I've long discussed that we need to decrease this obsession that we have of routinely lowering a fever. So often a patient of mine says, I've been taking Tylenol around the clock to lower and control my fever. But that's not always necessary. A fever could be a good thing, but some can be problematic and are not okay. That's the nuance that's necessary. Trump also proudly highlighted how his team has cracked the code for why autism rates have increased in the US. He blamed it on two things, sort of. And I say sort of because he's not the clearest communicator, especially when it comes to statistics.
And you know, we have something else called favored nations where I'm going to be reducing drug prices by 1,000%.
Trump implies over and over that Tylenol causes autism. And his director of the FDA quite literally said that on Fox News later that night.
Well, I'll tell you, the biggest study was done by Harvard and Mount Sinai. They looked at 27 studies showing an association. There were 4 against it, and they said, based on the overwhelming body of evidence, there was a causal relationship. Those are the exact words of the dean of the Harvard School of Public Health.
On the surface, I realize that sounds terrifying. Tylenol is our go-to option for pain and fever in pregnancy because NSAIDs like ibuprofen and aspirin have well-proven risks. It's literally on the safe medication list that I give to my patients in the OB clinic. Here's the interesting twist. Their claim isn't totally made up. I pointed out earlier, I was literally working on a video on this exact subject. For years, researchers have studied the possible links between acetaminophen and autism, ADHD, and other developmental conditions. Some of those studies do show associations, and some show biological plausibility, especially in animal models, which means that it is possible that Tylenol may play a role in autism development. But when someone like RFK Jr. cherry picks that data to support his pre-made conclusion, it can be sold to sound very convincing. That's the big problem here. The data should lead to the story. But if you already know the story, you made it up in your head, you're not doing the science. You're doing marketing, or in this case, politics. Consistently, this administration misses the cornerstone of scientific research. Correlation does not equal causation. There's a lot to unpack in many of these studies. There's many variables and confounders at play. Just think about it. Who takes Tylenol? Those who have fevers or pain, basically people who are sick. Perhaps the association of sickness is stronger than the association of Tylenol use. Did RFK Jr. bother to even check? Anyway, let's zoom out and look at some real information. In 2021, over 90 scientists signed a statement that pregnant women should be cautious with Tylenol. Not to stop it, not to ban it, just to be cautious. Which really, I feel like that should always be the case with medications. Fast forward, the biggest study came out this year in Sweden, not in the US, looking at over 2 million children. When they compared siblings, one who was exposed to Tylenol, one not, boom, no increased autism risk. That's really powerful because siblings share genetics, environment, and parental health habits. So if Tylenol was truly to blame, you'd expect a signal there, but it wasn't. Other big studies since then, same story. Maybe a slight association, but when you control for confounders like genetics, illnesses, and environmental exposures, it mostly evaporates. How about the fact that the use of Tylenol during pregnancy has gone down or stayed stagnant in recent decades, yet autism rates continue to grow? Less Tylenol, more autism. Doesn't make sense. Translation, the Tylenol autism link is not proven. Now here's where I get frustrated. Trump, RFK Jr., and the rest of the administration presented this like a settled fact when it's obviously not. Even the author from the Harvard School of Public Health, who was misquoted, by the way, by Dr. McCary, clearly said further research is needed to confirm the association and determine causality. He sent that in his message to Trump's team before the press conference. Now, there's a world of a difference between there might be a risk here that's worth studying and this definitively causes autism. When you nix nuance and mix that messaging with partisan politics, people lose trust in us, actual doctors. It also pushes some to avoid Tylenol when they really need it. Will people actually get hurt as a result of this press conference? Sure. I actually don't think that's unreasonable to expect. Truly, this is part of a bigger pattern. RFK Jr. and other politicians have built their careers on overstating scientific uncertainty, especially with autism. First vaccines, now Tylenol. Same playbook. Highlight just enough data to sound convincing, then exaggerate the conclusions. And Trump? Well, he's seizing on that to look like he's saving the day by taking on big pharma or small pharma, over-the-counter pharma, even if it means twisting the science. It plays well to score political points, but it's a disaster for pregnant patients who need honest, balanced guidance. It's even a bigger disaster for us who actually want to find the actual reason for the increased autism rates. RFK earlier this year said he'd find the cause of autism by September. And when he obviously didn't find it, he just chose.
All right, so with the help and kind of misbehave and not do what you want them to do, so I've added in a velocity dissipation to the simulation node of 80%. If we were to crank this all the way down, it wasn't there originally, so at 0%, this thing is likely to sort of spin out of control. And what I do with this velocity dissipation is I add it in quite high and then dial it down. So let's say 80, reset. All it means is that any smoke that isn't directly being manipulated by
Hello YouTube, how you doing today everybody? Listen, I'm going to do a video on how to make pickled Pepsi at home. That's what I'm going to title it. I've seen a video about KFC making pickled Pepsi, and the guy that was reviewing it, it was crazy. 2 pickles, little bit of Pepsi, which I'm going to show you how to do it at home for cheap. And the guy paid $3.99, almost $4 for it. What the hell? You could go home and make it for free. And this is what I'm going to show you right now. I got my Pepsi, got my glass, I got my pickle jars with pickles. What I'm going to do first is yeah, I'm going to put the pickles in the jar first. That's what it was, yeah. So, yeah. There's one. Doesn't want to cooperate with me today. There's 2. Fork down. Put the lid on the thing. This is very easy and cheap. I don't know what the hell KFC was ever thinking of. Like, what the heck, man? $4 for a thing that you could just make at home. See? 2 pickles in a pickle jar. See? cheap and easy. What the hell, man? And Pepsi. Open it up. Oh yes, I forgot one.
When you hear the words tech support scammer, the first thing you probably think of is someone calling you and saying you have a virus on your computer and that they are from Microsoft. Today, I wanted to challenge those scammers by pitting them against an operating system that is not Windows and in fact not owned by Microsoft. I will be having scammers go head to head with 3 entirely different operating systems and see how they fare when they actually have to try and solve a real problem. So as you just heard there, today you're going to witness scammers going against 3 different distinct operating systems. And how I'm going to do this is I'm going to have the scammers connect to an actual virtual machine here. So what you're looking at right now, this is a virtual machine. And then as the scammers connect using something like AnyDesk or UltraViewer and they connect to this machine here, I'm going to have another virtual machine running inside of this virtual machine, as you can see here with these. And instantly when they connect, I'm going to full screen one of these virtual machines here, and then that is all they will be able to see, and all the mouse and keyboard controls will be locked to that virtual machine. And the first one we're actually going to start out with here is Temple OS, which you can see right here. Temple OS is a lightweight, it's a 16-bit operating system created by a guy named Terry A. Davis, and it even has its own programming language called Holy C, a built-in IDE, and 3D graphics, and this is entirely built from scratch. So this is something a scammer would have no idea about at all. And as you're about to see, it causes something to come alive with this scammer here. Here we go.
Can you confirm it once again?
83630. 83630. That's the password.
Okay. That's all right. I got it.
Okay, he's connected. So what do I do now?
What do you see on the screen? Can you see accept or anything like that on the screen?
I see my computer page.
Okay, and can you see the Ultra Viewer, your ID, and the password there?
No, it went away now. He can see this. You see the mouse in the top
It
right?
went away?
He's moving it. Yeah, it went away. I heard it went away, and then I heard like a noise,
What
and
it
it
says
said
now on the screen?
it's like
I
on
will be able
the
to write what?
it's on the homepage with like all the words and stuff. I could see like the homepage with the menus and
Can you
and,
go
and
back to
stuff
the
here. I
how
could
how
see
this page
menu.
came up on the screen?
Huh? This is my computer page. And my programs. It's my
What do
computer
you see
page.
on the screen?
I see my computer page.
On the computer page, what it says? Can you tell me?
Well, right now it's on the menu with like my games and stuff.
So how this page came up on the screen? I told you to open the
It's
Ultra
my
Viewer, right?
it's my computer. Oh, now it opened one of my
It's your
games.
computer.
Yeah, it opened one of my
Okay, so
games.
right now you want to play a game and you don't want to cancel
I don't
the
want to play the
subscription,
game.
right?
I didn't click to
You
open the
want
game.
you
I'm
want
not.
you are doing whatever you want, right?
What
So
do you mean
we
I'm
are not
doing
able to
whatever?
cancel your transaction.
I was just playing the game. I didn't play the game. You clicked the
Well,
game or something. I didn't click on the game.
sir, just tell me one thing. Right now, I'm trying to help you out from something, right?
Yes, I
I'm
want your
I'm
help.
guiding you to do something on the computer, and
Yes.
it's not important for you, right?
No, it
Your
is
game is important for
important.
you.
No.
Okay, then no problem.
I
It's
said
up
I
to you.
just
I
told
got
you
you.
I didn't
I
want
got
to.
you, sir.
Huh? I told you I didn't want to play the game.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I told you I didn't want to play the game.
You're,
Why can't you help me
oh
on my
yeah.
computer? My temp. What?
Oh yeah. So me.
Huh?
You like that? Oh yeah.
Fuck me harder, please.
What the hell is wrong with you? Are you okay? Is
Uh,
is this what Temple OS does to scammers?
oh yeah.
You
Come
can't-
on.
What?
Fuck me.
What?
Fuck me. Come on.
So I don't
Oh,
want
yeah.
to. No. I don't want
Oh
to.
yeah.
I was just trying to play my
Fuck me
game, man.
harder. Fuck me
What?
harder. Fuck me.
What? Why is he doing that? Is it because of Temple OS?
Bye bye.
What? Gandu, what is wrong with you? Help me with my computer.
I'll fuck your computer.
Well, do it then. You don't even know how to use Temple OS, do you? Mess up my computer then. Or are you too stupid?
I'll fuck your computer.
Then do it. Then do it.
Wait.
All right, I'm
Fuck your
waiting.
computer.
Do it then. I'm sitting
Where
on
are
my I'm on my screen right now.